Welcome back, America. We have a good friend of mine, David Friedman, former U.S. Ambassador to Israel. Mr. Ambassador, first question is this. You were the most successful ambassador in the history of our country, working with the state of Israel. How often has the Biden administration consulted you or asked you for advice on policy in the Middle East?
If you add it all up together, Mark, it would be zero. And by the way, it's great to be with you. No, they haven't consulted with me, and I've offered, by the way, and I've offered several times, and unfortunately, they haven't taken me up on it. Mark, I want to thank you for your earlier comments about President Trump and the things he's done for Israel, because they've been outstanding. And if I can, just give you a little background on that, because it's not as if he just sat there signing orders and making declarations. Whenever I was back in the Oval Office, and it was probably at least once a month, during the first year, we'd sit there, and Jared would be with us, and Jason and others. And the basic goal of the conversation was, how do we make our allies stronger, and how do we make our enemies weaker? And of course, in my case, the most important ally was Israel. And we would talk about all the things that could be done to make Israel stronger. That would, in turn, also help America, make America stronger, more safe, more secure. And how do we deal with Israel's enemies, which were primarily at that time and continue to be Iran, overwhelmingly Iran, and then, the Palestinian Authority and Hamas. And, during those discussions, all these incredible things that you mentioned came out. Most importantly, the sanctions against Iran. We took them to the point of bankruptcy. And now, of course, they're a very, very wealthy country. We ended the financing of the Palestinians. We ended the financing of Hamas, of UNRWA, of all those things. And you know what? As a result of all those things, everyone said, you're going to create violence, you're going to create wars. There was no slaughter of Jews during those 4 years. There was no, attacks against Israel that Israel couldn't handle, couldn't manage. There was no push for a two-state solution. And it was all because, it wasn't just, a president sitting there as a rubber stamp, issuing declarations that were put in front of his desk. It was based upon an activist president who sat with us and said, how do I make Israel stronger? How do I make America stronger? And how do I weaken these vile enemies that threaten Israel?
Very well put, Mr. Ambassador. But then I ask you this question. So Joe Biden comes in office. He brings these Obama holdovers with him, top to bottom. John McCain made an incredible speech years ago about Blinken when he was up for deputy secretary, and he said, absolutely not. This guy is completely off the wall. But they do represent the Obama ideology. Obama was the most hostile president to the state of Israel until now. I think this administration is by far the worst. That's just my opinion. They come in, there's peace breaking out all over the Middle East, and rather than take the baton and continue with the Abraham Accords and all the rest of it, they blow the whole thing up. And they start rearming Iran. And they lift all the waivers on Iran. And they're giving hundreds of millions to the PLO. They're giving millions to UNRWA, which gives millions to Hamas. And they did it without any demands. They did it without any challenges, without any discussion. None of it. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I think, first of all, they clearly don't understand the Middle East. I mean, they have this ridiculous notion that by throwing money at hostile actors, you gain their respect, you gain their trust. Just the opposite. They were laughing at us. Hamas and the PA were laughing at Biden, saying, this guy is giving us money, and we don't have to do anything for it. We don't have to agree to end terrorist activities. We don't have to disarm. We don't have to stop paying terrorists to kill Jews. We don't have to end the pay-for-slay pension program that the Palestinian Authority, not Hamas, the supposed good guys, the Palestinian Authority, their pension plan that pays terrorists more money to kill Jews. The more Jews you kill, the more money you get. No accountability. And then they made Iran into a very wealthy nation. And then on top of that, on top of the all this insane and malign behavior, they start advertising normalization with Saudi Arabia as if somehow, that's going to make it more likely to happen. Just the opposite. You remember back when we did the Abraham Accords, the first Abraham Accord was announced August 13th of 2020. Before we announced that deal between Israel and the United Arab Emirates, you know how many people knew about it? Like 6 people in the whole world knew about it. And that's how you make deals in this world. You don't start broadcasting it and creating trial balloons. But Biden started advertising. So of course, things went sideways. So there's a combination of gross ineptitude and a real failure to understand the Middle East in a way where, we are literally empowering our enemies. Look at this number. Right now they're talking about roughly a $14 billion aid package to Israel, our most important ally in the Middle East. Well, just in the last month, Biden's given Iran $16 billion, right? First a $6 billion, sanction gift, and then a $10 billion one. So in just a month, they're giving Iran more money than they're giving Israel. I mean, it's just unexplainable.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.